Ever wondered how Tiffany Henyard ended up in office? Well, someone actually asked her that, straight up. During a public meeting, a resident said, "What exactly have you done for us these past 8 years?" Yeah, besides all the arguing. You catch that question, Trustee Henyard? She definitely heard it. "What have I done in the last 8 years?" she repeated. According to her, she's done a lot. So much, in fact, that she could list her accomplishments all day, but just not tonight. She told everyone to wait until tomorrow. That's when she'd gladly walk you through her entire platform. Or better yet, shoot her a message or send her an email. Yep, that was her answer. She gave y'all a warning. She told you how it was going to go down if you dared to ask questions. She says she has answers, but not on your schedule. You'll have to email her and hope she gets back to you. House, this was your red flag. I love you, bro, but come on. This, right here, was a major red flag. Hey fam, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. Drop a comment too. Let me know your thoughts. Because if you've ever wondered how Tiffany even made it into office, according to her, it was all her. Everyone else just rode her coattails. That's what she claims. People loved her so much, the trustees only won because they were Team Tiffany. That's her version of history. That's what she says happened. But let's say you're wondering, were there warning signs before she became mayor? Like, did the chaos only start after she won? Or were there already red flags flying? Did anyone see it coming? Well, today we're answering that question. Because in this meeting, yep, this one right here, Trustee Tiffany Henyard was still running for mayor. She was still just a trustee, first black woman, the youngest mayor. That was her dream, and she wasn't hiding it. She was chasing power, chasing the spotlight. So if you ever thought maybe nobody saw this coming, think again. People were definitely suspicious back then. And because she was still a candidate, the public had the opportunity to question her. That's how it worked. During the Coco era, Zoom meetings, live questions, unfiltered vibes, voters were trying to figure out if she was the right choice. She hadn't won yet, so she still had to act like she cared about answering them. And that's when this moment happened. We're about to break down the questions the public threw at her during that meeting, and how she responded back when she was still trying to become mayor. Different times, different wig. Yeah, whole new wig, Tiff. Interesting choice, but okay, moving on. So yeah, someone straight up asked her again, "Trustee Henyard, what have you actually done for us in the last 8 years?" And just to make it clear, they added, "Besides argue." Oof, that hit different. They weren't holding back. Look at how they emphasized it, besides argue. They weren't just asking about progress, they were calling out the drama. The real question was, what has she done besides stir the pot? Clearly, people had already picked up on a pattern. Sitting there, arguing with the mayor, complaining, putting on a show, that's what they saw. So, let's check how she answered. Let's hear how Trustee Henyard defended her record at that moment. She finally responded, "I'm back." You catch that? Like she just arrived, like she wasn't sitting there the whole time. Sis popped in like she was late to her own meeting. Classic Tiffany. Then she repeated the question, "You asked what I've done in 8 years?" According to her, she's done a lot. She could list it, but she just won't. Not tonight. You'll hear from her after tomorrow, or if you're curious, just inbox her, email her, hit her up on Facebook. She's listed as the Tiffany Henyard. Now, looking back. This is kind of funny, because she told y'all exactly how it was going to be under her leadership. This is what she does. When you ask a direct question, she'll hit you with, "Oh, I got a million answers." But then she tells you to just call her later, shoot her an email, and maybe you'll get something back. She was already showing us who she was. And if you ignored the signs after the first, second, fifth time she told you who she was, that's on y'all. Let's move on. They asked, "Trustee Henyard, what's the deal? You claimed you didn't know anything about wiping out water bills, but in the Sun-Times Southtown article, you said that's exactly what you would do." Interesting, so here we go. Tiffany caught in yet another contradiction. She's now saying she doesn't know anything about eliminating water bills. But in the article, she literally said that was her plan. Of course she did. That's the thing. Tiffany, Says whatever sounds good in the moment. Selling a dream she has no intention of delivering. She was basically out here campaigning like, "Vote for me, I'll erase your water bill." But it was all smoke, all talk. Now, let's hear how she tries to explain it away. As it relates to water bills, she says, that department needs the most work. Some seniors may get their bills cleared. I'm currently working on a plan to present to the board to help the senior community. Then she adds, tomorrow I'll roll out my full platform, everything I plan to do in my first 90 days and beyond. But for now, I'm keeping it short so we can get off this live. It's giving buy now, figure it out later. Like, hey, I'm for sale, but I'm not going to tell you what you're buying. Just trust me, risk the next 4 years of your life, and hand me the keys to the city. Meanwhile, the people asking these questions, they're already on to her. They already noticed her saying one thing in the press and another thing at the meeting. They smelled the BS early. What's wild is back then the trustees didn't see it. They were still hopeful, still thinking she'd bring positive change. Meanwhile, folks in the village, they already knew. They saw the red flags. They knew this was going to be a mess. Did anyone catch Trustee Henyard's response? Someone asks. Yep, I heard it, someone else replies. Oh, okay, I wasn't sure, it froze on my screen. All right, next question. Will the new administration be removing some of those massive speed bumps? House responds, I'm sure the new team will evaluate everything that makes sense. Some residents want the bumps, others don't. But yeah, I've seen a few that are way too high, and I think they should be reassessed to make sure they're more standardized. Now that is how you answer a question. Clear, direct, straight to the point. Compare that to Tiffany. When they asked her what she's done in 8 years that justifies her becoming mayor, she didn't name one thing. Not one. Just said, I could go on, but didn't even start. No list, no highlights. Just vague filler. Usually when people say I could go on, they start by naming a few accomplishments. But Tiffany? She didn't name anything. She was already giving the people the runaround before she even got elected. And listen, I'll admit, there were moments during this whole Tiffany Henyard saga when I actually believed she had good intentions. I thought maybe she wanted to improve things. Maybe she got defensive because people were constantly questioning her. Maybe she shut down because she felt attacked. But now? Nah. This is who she was before she got into power. She was already dismissive, already arrogant, already avoiding accountability. She had no intention of serving, only ruling. She got in and said, you can't tell me what to do now, I'm the mayor. Like, you want answers? Too bad. I'm in charge. And don't get me started on her identity checklist. Every time someone criticized her, she'd flip it into, they're picking on me because I'm a woman, because I'm black, because I'm young. No, sis, they're calling you out. Because you're not doing your job. Period. All right, next question. Trustee Henyard, if elected, would you consider forming a beautification committee for the village and maybe even assess a tax on local businesses to upgrade their properties? Her response? Yes. I believe in improving the look of the village of Dalton. I actually have something like that outlined in my 90-day plan. So, stay tuned for that because I'd love to add you if you want to join that committee. Look at this beautification effort. Yeah, it's all about appearances. It doesn't matter what's underneath. I'm thinking about sprucing up the place, you know what I mean? Like taking these little cans here with lids on them, we're planning to put rose-covered lids on those. Sure, it's still going to stink. Yeah, it's still going to smell bad and be useless. But it'll have flowers on top, so it just gives the illusion. It's all about how it looks. But what about the town's productivity? Look at this photo. This entire row, closed. This is their version of Main Street. It might actually be called Main Street. Usually, the busiest part of town, the heart of it, is called Main Street. But here, nothing. Absolutely nothing is open. And if you ever tried fixing one of these up, or getting a license to open a business, or even just to renovate, you'd have to jump through hoops, especially with Tiffany in charge. You'd have to get her approval just to make changes. Now, someone asked, what do you plan to do to beautify the village? And Tiffany, with her usual lies, said, oh yes, that's in my 90-day plan. Yeah, right, Tiffany. Next, someone said, Trustee Hired is promising to wipe out water bills. So, how are we supposed to pay the bills if she's wiping them out? Should I just stop paying mine since there won't be any shutoffs? Exactly. Tiffany said she'd eliminate these water bills, so this person's like, if that's true, I'm just going to stop paying mine. Then, here's Tiffany's response. I advise you to make sure you pay your bills so no one comes to shut you off. Really? That should be a no-brainer. But if Tiffany wasn't out here lying, this would have been a red flag. Listen, I love you, but this should have been a glaring red flag. People were calling her out, saying she was lying about what she'd do. If she had real plans, she'd have said those instead. But no, she's just full of it. And there's a reason for that. I'm just pointing out that this should have been the moment to sound the alarm. A big red flag. For anyone wondering if people saw through Tiffany before the trustees caught on, the answer is yes. People were already questioning her back when she still had to answer questions at meetings. Once she got in, guess what? The first thing she did was change the format so people could say whatever they wanted, but no one had to answer questions anymore. That's one of Tiffany's moves. Now they're fixing that so meetings go back to normal, where people ask questions and get answers. Tiffany switched it up because she had no answers. She just wanted to control the conversation, knowing folks would call her out on her lies. So she shut down the Q&A. Ain't that something? She got in talking about accountability and transparency, criticizing the old mayor, and the very first thing she does? She goes invisible. I'm just saying, y'all be aware. I'm not falling for it. Absolutely not. But Mama, love you. Yes, she do.